less has become a popular alternative, particularly in American English. This version, on the surface, seems to contradict the intended meaning. If one could care less, it implies that there is still some level of care, however small. The phrase suggests that the speaker does care to some extent, which is the opposite of what is meant. The problem with the change as someone who values clarity and precision in language, I find a shift from I couldn't care less to I could care less troubling for several reasons. One, logical inconsistency. The primary issue with I could care less is its inherent logical inconsistency. It fails to convey the intended meaning of complete indifference. Instead, it implies that the speaker does care, at least to some degree, which is precisely the opposite of what they mean. 2. Dilution of sarcasm and irony. While some argue that I could care less is used sarcastically or ironically, this layer of meaning is often lost without the proper context or tone. The phrase's ambiguity can lead to misunderstandings, diluting its effectiveness as a sarcastic remark. 3. Erosion of language precision. Language thrives on precision and clarity. The acceptance of I could care less over the more accurate I couldn't care less represents a step backward in maintaining the precision of our expressions. It sets a precedent for other logically inconsistent phrases to gain acceptance, eroding the clarity of communication. The debate purists, like myself, argue that I could care less is incorrect and muddles the intended meaning. We advocate for maintaining I couldn't care less to preserve clarity and accuracy in communication. On the other hand, descriptivists, who study language as it is used rather than how it should be used, point out that language is always in flux. They argue that if I could care less is widely understood to mean the same as I couldn't care less, then it is a valid expression of indifference. Conclusion: the shift from I couldn't care less to I could care less is a fascinating yet troubling example of how language adapts and evolves. While descriptivists may argue for its acceptance, the logical inconsistency and potential for misunderstanding make it a problematic change. Language purists may continue to advocate for the original phrase, but the widespread acceptance of I could care less demonstrates that, in the end, language belongs to its speakers. However, this acceptance should not come at the cost of clarity and precision. As someone who values these principles, I will continue to champion the original phrase, I couldn't care less, for its unambiguous expression of true indifference.